Alright, I hope you have made the configuration changes on the node 2 and 3. I went ahead and made the same changes and I hope that they are correct. Otherwise, we will find it shortly. You know, one thing, I love to make these changes live, but I have done actually in my other courses, but then I will get so many messages that your lesson gets so lengthy because you type while you speak. So I would prefer to that you stick to the lesson rather finding it boring and moving to the next one. So I exactly did the same thing, create directory and made these changes there and all the way here. Let me finally take a look at that. 8628. I hope everything is okay. This is the main thing I made the changes. The global communication should be across GCN1, GCN2, GCN3, and for this node, this is the IP address. It is listening on all the IP addresses and this is the name. Okay, and this is exactly what I got the name from. And then similarly on the 3, 82 to 18, 82 to 18 GCN3, and this is the one I did. So everything is okay, seems like okay. Let's go ahead and I follow exactly this one. I just copied this. Go ahead and try to start the service. Okay, start the MySQL service. Let's go ahead and make the changes and see if it will start. Let's do on node 2. It is going to go and read all the configuration option files from this directory, and if this is successful, if I come back here to MySQL and if I say the members, I should already see 2. Beautiful. GCN1 and GCN2. Let me make it little small so that we can see clearly right there. The problem is these are the UUIDs, UUID of the cluster and the UUID of this name. But as you can see, this is the node 1, this is the node 2, and the incoming address is auto. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. You can see that this service has been started. Control C and Control V while it is running. Let me go ahead and try to see this. And as you can see, before even we know, the third node has joined the cluster. So this is what we did there, and we already tested this one. And now the cluster, if you will run this, we already run that. Let's go ahead and do the status. It should say now we should have 3 primaries. Regardless of where, you can run on anywhere. Now you see that the cluster size is 3. Okay, regardless of where you run this, the cluster status is primary from node 1. Let's go ahead and do on node 2 exactly the same picture. Okay, node 3 exactly the same. What else we want to see? We will test this the right set replication. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. Why not? Go ahead and do on node 1. This is node 1. Go ahead and create a database called finance, and before even we know show databases, the second node should get this finance database replicated quickly because of the WS replication library. Show databases right there, and then what we can do, we can go ahead and use the finance and go ahead and create just one small table just to show that. And let's go ahead and make one entry in there, just one, because this is auto incremental. You should just have one entry there, right there. And now before we know, let's go ahead and do select star from, we already under finance, and it says that the ID is 2. Control C, go ahead and test use finance. Control V, exactly the same. Use finance, exactly the same. So as you can see that from the first node, when you make the entry, these has been replicated there. We have not set up any GTID based replication, any binary log based replication, but this is running because of the WS rep Okay, now one thing we need to do is that since we had started this as a bootstrap, now we need to stop this. We need to stop the very first one, because this right now I have started this as a bootstrap. We want to start this as a regular service also. Okay, let's go ahead and make the adjustment here also. Instead of the global communication empty, let's go ahead and actually remove this and get it from one of the other servers and just copy and paste. Copy and go ahead and do the pasting. Everything else should be the same. Go ahead and right hand quit. Now you go ahead and try to start as a regular MySQL primary server member like we did for the second and the third. Now if we say that, now if we go to the cluster members, cluster should still be 3, configuration we have made now 5, and it has started. Now if I say select star from what is that, MySQL dot cluster, what is that, MySQL dot WS rep cluster, go ahead and if you do this, it should Control V, and we are back to the members, cluster members. We are back to the 3 nodes. So at this moment we have a full-fledged 3 node Galera cluster where each member is acting as a primary. Okay, this is the beauty of this one. You make one changes here. Let me actually show you here. So we already done, right? Let me go ahead and delete from finance dot employees, right? Right now, if you can see if I say select star from finance dot employees, we can see there is a 1 row, and from one of the node I ran this before even we know that is gone. So you make changes to any of the member, this will be replicated to the rest of them because all of them are working as a primary. So this was your Galera cluster setup on a 3 node. Let's see what we have in our next lesson, and for that I will see you in the next lesson.